Did you know that many nutritional mistakes during pregnancy can put your baby's health at risk without you even realizing it? This is an important warning because during gestation, the way you eat has a direct impact on your baby's development, your health, and the success of the entire pregnancy. That's why understanding the most common nutritional mistakes made by pregnant women is crucial, so you can correct habits that, even unintentionally, can compromise your well-being and that of your little one. Often, there are many questions, and the information we receive can be confusing or even wrong. With this in mind, this content was created to clarify these points, based on science and the experience of professionals specializing in nutrition for pregnant women. Throughout this video, we will talk about the most frequent nutritional mistakes pregnant women make, such as inadequate folic acid intake, lack of iron, consumption of foods that pose risks, circulating myths, and the importance of hydration, in addition to practical tips for you to improve your eating habits in a simple and effective way. Pay close attention because at the end, I'll reveal a valuable tip that can transform your diet and your baby's development, something few people know about, but that makes all the difference. So, if you are pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, stay with me to ensure a safer and healthier pregnancy. Number 1. Not consuming the correct amount of folic acid. During pregnancy, one of the most important and essential nutrients for the health of both the baby and the mother is folic acid, also known as vitamin B9. Despite being a widely discussed topic, many pregnant women still don't fully understand the importance of this nutrient or end up not consuming the correct amount, which can lead to serious complications. Folic acid is essential for the proper development of the baby's neural tube, which is the structure that gives rise to the brain and spinal cord. When there is a deficiency of this vitamin, the risk of congenital malformations, especially spina bifida and anencephaly, increases considerably. These are serious conditions that can compromise the baby's life and quality of life. Because of this, medical and nutritional recommendations state that all women of childbearing age, and especially those who are pregnant, should take a folic acid supplement even before becoming pregnant and throughout the first trimester. This is because the closure of the neural tube happens in the very first weeks of pregnancy, often before a woman even knows she's expecting. In addition to supplementation, it's important to include foods naturally rich in folic acid in your diet. These include dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli, legumes such as lentils and beans, citrus fruits, and avocados. These foods help ensure an adequate and healthy intake of this essential nutrient. However, the folic acid in food is not always enough, as the amount needed to prevent malformations is greater than what we can get from diet alone. For this reason, supplementation with medical guidance is essential. Folic acid deficiency may not present visible symptoms for the mother, but its effects on the baby can be devastating. For this reason, prevention is the best approach. In addition to neural tube malformations, a lack of this vitamin can increase the risk of premature birth and low birth weight. And there's more. Folic acid also helps in the formation of blood cells, preventing anemia, and contributes to the pregnant woman's immune system health. Be careful not to substitute supplementation with the consumption of folic acid-rich foods without guidance. The correct dosage should always be prescribed by a healthcare professional. And there's one more essential nutrient that many pregnant women end up forgetting about in their daily lives, and which is also vital for the health of both mother and baby. Do you know what it is? We'll find out in a moment. Number 2. Iron deficiency and anemia during pregnancy. Iron is another crucial nutrient during pregnancy, and its deficiency is one of the most common mistakes that can affect the health of both mother and baby. Iron plays a fundamental role in transporting oxygen throughout the body as it is part of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to the body's tissues. During pregnancy, the demand for iron increases significantly to meet the needs of the mother and the developing baby. When there isn't enough iron, the pregnant woman can develop anemia, a condition characterized by a decrease in the quantity or quality of red blood cells in the blood. Anemia in pregnancy can cause uncomfortable symptoms such as extreme fatigue, weakness, dizziness, shortness of breath, and palpitations, in addition to increasing the risk of premature birth, low birth weight, and difficulties in fetal development. It is common for many pregnant women to feel tired and attribute this to the natural changes of pregnancy, but anemia may be behind these symptoms and needs to be properly diagnosed and treated with medical supervision. To prevent iron deficiency, it is important to include iron-rich foods in your diet. Among the best sources are lean red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, spinach, and other dark green vegetables. However, the iron in food is not always easily absorbed by the body. A valuable tip is to consume foods rich in vitamin C such as oranges, acerola, strawberries, and bell peppers, along with sources of iron to improve its absorption. On the other hand, some foods and drinks such as coffee, black tea, and foods rich in calcium can hinder iron absorption and should be consumed in moderation, especially around meals that contain iron. It's essential for pregnant women to have regular medical checkups to monitor their iron levels and, if necessary, receive appropriate supplementation. Never take supplements on your own, as excess iron can also be harmful. Before we talk about the next mistake, I want to know, have you ever felt extreme fatigue during pregnancy? Share your experiences and questions in the comments so we can help each other. Number 3. Consuming foods that can pose risks. During pregnancy, care with diet must be redoubled, as some foods that are normally safe can pose risks to the health of the baby and the mother during this delicate period. Common mistake is not knowing about or not paying due attention to these potentially dangerous foods, which can cause serious complications. Among the foods that require special care are unpasteurized cheeses, raw or undercooked meats, and fish with a high mercury content. Fresh cheeses and those made with raw milk, such as certain types of artisanal minus cheese or brie, can contain bacteria like Listeria monocytogenes, which can cause serious infections in the pregnant woman and affect the baby's development, potentially leading to miscarriage, premature birth, or neonatal infection. Raw or undercooked meats such as sushi, carpaccio, and some cured meats can contain parasites or bacteria like toxoplasmosis. If contracted during pregnancy, this infection can cause serious damage to the baby's nervous system. Therefore, it is ideal to always consume well-cooked meats and avoid raw or undercooked foods. Another important precaution is with fish that accumulate high levels of mercury, such as swordfish, shark, king mackerel, and tuna in large quantities. Mercury is a heavy metal that can cross the placenta and cause damage to the baby's developing nervous system, compromising cognitive and motor development. But this doesn't mean you need to completely eliminate fish from your diet during pregnancy. On the contrary, fish are valuable sources of omega-3, which is important for the baby's brain development. Key is to choose low-mercury fish, such as salmon, sardines, tilapia, and cod, and consume them in moderation. Additionally, it is essential to wash fruits and vegetables very well to avoid contamination from bacteria or parasites that can harm the pregnancy. If you have any doubts about food safety, always talk to your doctor or a nutritionist to receive personalized guidance. And for those who think they know everything about nutrition in pregnancy, there's a very common myth that still circulates and that we will clarify soon to prevent you from falling for misinformation. Number 4. Falling for nutritional myths that harm pregnancy. During pregnancy, many myths and pieces of misinformation about nutrition circulate, which end up confusing pregnant women and in some cases lead to unnecessary restrictions or behaviors that harm the health of both the mother and the baby. A very common mistake is to believe and follow these myths without questioning them, which can result in an unbalanced diet. A classic example is the myth that pregnant women can't eat bananas. This belief has no scientific basis, and in fact, bananas are a nutritious fruit, rich in potassium, fiber, and vitamins, which can help prevent muscle cramps, a common pregnancy discomfort. Therefore, there's no reason to avoid bananas during this period. Another widespread myth is that eating eggs is bad for the baby. The egg is an excellent source of high-quality proteins, vitamins, and essential minerals, such as choline, which helps in the fetal brain development. What should be avoided is the consumption of raw or undercooked eggs due to the risk of salmonella contamination, but well-cooked eggs are completely safe and beneficial. These examples show how important it is to always seek reliable and scientifically backed information instead of believing any popular advice or unverified information that circulates on social media or among family members. Pregnancy is a time when a woman should take care of herself with great affection. But this also includes being careful about her sources of information. A serious mistake is to follow restrictive diets or eliminate entire food groups without professional guidance, which can cause nutritional deficiencies and affect the baby's development. Whenever a question or new piece of information comes up, consult your doctor or nutritionist. They will be able to guide you on what is truly safe and healthy for you and your baby. And for those of you watching, leave a comment below. What was the biggest myth you heard during your pregnancy? Sharing your experiences helps other pregnant women avoid making the same mistakes. Now that we've debunked those misconceptions, let's talk about something simple yet essential. Proper hydration during pregnancy. Don't leave this video yet. There's a valuable tip coming up. Number 5. Proper hydration during pregnancy. Hydration is an often underestimated aspect of pregnancy, but it's essential for ensuring the health of the mother and the proper development of the baby. Many pregnant women don't pay enough attention to their fluid intake, making the mistake of not hydrating properly, which can lead to various complications. During pregnancy, the mother's blood volume increases considerably to meet the needs of the baby and the placenta, and water is essential to ensure good blood circulation. Furthermore, hydration helps the body eliminate toxins, assists in regulating body temperature, and contributes to the formation of amniotic fluid, which protects and cushions the baby in the womb. A lack of water can cause uncomfortable symptoms such as fatigue, headaches, constipation, fluid retention, and even increase the risk of urinary tract infections, which are common in pregnancy and can be harmful. Because of this, the general recommendation is for pregnant women to consume around 2 to 3 liters of water per day, which is equivalent to about 8 to 12 glasses. This can vary depending on the climate, level of physical activity, and medical advice. In addition to water, approved herbal teas and natural sugar-free juices can help with hydration, but it's important to avoid caffeinated or very sugary drinks. Maintaining the habit of drinking water throughout the day can be a challenge, especially for those who aren't used to it. Practical tip is to always keep a water bottle close by and create small reminders to drink water regularly. Another suggestion is to add slices of fruit like lemon, orange, or cucumber to add flavor and make consumption more pleasant. And there's a simple trick to make hydration even easier and more enjoyable that I'll share with you at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that. Remember, staying well hydrated is a simple yet powerful way to take care of your health and your babies throughout the entire pregnancy. Throughout this video, we've explored the 5 most common nutritional mistakes during pregnancy, mistakes that often go unnoticed but can have a direct impact on the mother's health and the baby's development. First, we talked about the importance of consuming the correct amount of folic acid. This nutrient is essential to prevent serious malformations in the baby's nervous system and should be ingested through supplementation and foods rich in vitamin B9, such as leafy greens and legumes. Next, we highlighted the need for iron to prevent anemia, a condition that can cause extreme fatigue, increase the risk of premature birth, and harm the baby's growth. We learned which foods are sources of iron and the importance of vitamin C to improve its absorption. We also warned about foods that can pose risks, such as unpasteurized cheeses, raw meats, and fish with high mercury content, and suggested safe alternatives to ensure a nutritious and protected diet. We also debunked the nutritional myths that surround pregnancy, showing that some popular beliefs have no scientific backing and can lead to unjustified dietary restrictions. The correct guidance is to always seek reliable information and professional support. We also talked about hydration, which is fundamental for circulation, the elimination of toxins, and maintaining amniotic fluid. We highlighted the importance of drinking enough water and gave tips to make this important habit easier. To make your daily diet easier, here's an exclusive tip. Create a weekly shopping list with fresh, colorful, and varied foods. This helps you maintain nutritional diversity, avoids impulse buys, and makes meal planning easier, making your diet more practical and balanced. Remember, every pregnancy is unique, and medical and nutritional supervision is essential to ensure that all your needs and your baby's are met safely. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with your pregnant friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next content, which will be about supplements during pregnancy. You're welcome. Take care and see you in the next video.